Oh, hey, howdy, hi. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by to join me today. I really do appreciate it. My name is Ellie, and I'm a witch, and this over here is my teaching assistant, Andy. And today I have another video for my Fatal Alignment series. This time we're going to be talking about an Aries, Joseph Paul Franklin. So some trigger warnings for this case is going to be murder, racism, and violence against minorities. A little bit about Aries. They are born between March 20th to April 19th. They are the first zodiac sign and are considered a cardinal sign. From what I understand, cardinal signs are the alpha signs. Aries strive to be first, and for positions of leadership, they are known to be confident, reckless, impulsive, impatient, and passionate. Today's Aries is Joseph Paul Franklin, also known as the racist killer, which might sound like a good thing, but it doesn't mean he killed racists. Don't want to get ahead of myself though. James Clayton Vaughn Jr. was born in Mobile, Alabama on April 13th, 1950. He was the eldest son to parents James Sr. and Helena Raw. His father was a World War II veteran who worked as a butcher after the war. His father left the family when James Jr. was just 8 years old, but that wasn't a bad thing. When he would visit his kids, he would beat them, and was a drunk that was arrested twice for public drunkenness. His mother was not any better. She was known to be strict, and while no outsiders witnessed abuse, the children would tell neighbors stories, as one neighbor phrased it. James Jr. said himself that he was regularly starved and that his mother was abusive towards him and his siblings. He claimed that this is what stunted his emotional development. In high school, he started to take an interest in evangelical Christianity and then Nazism. He later had a membership in both the Nationalist Society White People's Party and the Ku Klux Klan. To honor Paul Joseph Goebbels and Benjamin Franklin, he changed his name to Joseph Paul Franklin. Now in the 60s, Franklin read Mein Kampf, which inspired him to start a race war. In the 70s, he went to an American Nazi Party conference in Virginia with David Duke and Don Black, two prominent members of the neo-Nazi party and leaders in the KKK. His main crimes, the one I will be telling you about, were all committed between 1977 and 1980. Now, Franklin had been a drifter for most of his life, and he was roaming the East Coast looking for opportunities to cleanse the world of people he considered inferior, namely African Americans and Jewish people. During his drifter days, he was not the type to beg, but rather he made his money by robbing banks. When he wasn't committing crimes, he was donating blood for pay, which is actually what led to his capture. On June 29, 1977, Franklin firebombed Beth Shalom Synagogue in Chattanooga, Tennessee. There were no lives lost, as there were no worshippers inside at the time. On August 7, 1977, Alphonse Manning Jr. and Tony Schwen were shot in a parking lot at Easttown Mall in Madison, Wisconsin. They were an interracial couple. For this crime, Franklin would later be convicted and sentenced to life for both murders. On October 8, 1977, Franklin hid in the bushes near Beth Shalom Kenneth Israel Synagogue in St. Louis, Missouri, and fired at worshippers as they arrived. He killed 42-year-old Gerald Jordan and injured Stephen Goldman and William Ash. On March 6, 1978, Larry Flynt and his lawyer Gene Reeves were shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Flynt was the publisher of the Hustler magazine. Franklin was upset that the magazine had displayed an interracial couple. Both men survived, with Larry having been paralyzed. Franklin confessed, but there was no charge in relation to the shooting. June 29, 1978, William Bryan Tatum and Nancy Hilton were shot outside of a Pizza Hut in Chattanooga, Tennessee. They were targeted since they were an interracial couple. Nancy survived, while William did not. Franklin confessed and pled guilty for the shooting and received a life sentence. July 12th of 1979, Taco Bell manager Harold McIver was shot while at work in Doraville, Georgia. Franklin confessed to the shooting and said it was because Harold, a black man, was dating a white woman and that is why he shot him. Despite the fact he confessed, he was never charged for the murder. On October 12, 1979, Jesse E. Taylor and his wife Marion Brissett were killed in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, targeted because they were an interracial couple. 1980 is where we get into the bulk of his crimes, starting in May. May 29th, Franklin shot Vernon Jordan in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He was a civil rights activist and president of the Urban League. He did survive the shooting. Franklin was charged and denied involvement and was ultimately acquitted for the crime, but he later confessed. On June 8th, Franklin shot 2 boys in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cousins Darrell Lane and Dante Evans Brown. They were 14 and 13 respectively. He was waiting for an interracial couple, but shot the 2 boys instead, which he later confessed to. He was charged and given 2 life sentences for the crime. June 15th, Franklin shot another interracial couple in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. He had been waiting that day for any interracial couple to walk by. The unfortunate victims were 22-year-old Arthur Smothers and his 16-year-old girlfriend Kathleen McCullough. He was never charged for the murders, but he did later confess in a jailhouse interview. On June 25th, Franklin killed 2 white female hitchhikers, Nancy Santamaria, 19, and Vicky Durian, 26, in Pocahontas County, West Virginia. He picked them up and decided to kill them after one apparently mentioned having a black boyfriend. A man named Jacob Beard was actually convicted of the crimes, but was released after Franklin confessed. On June 20th, Ted Fields and David Martin were killed in Salt Lake City, Utah. For these murders, he was tried on federal civil rights charges as well as at the state level for first-degree murder. He was again sentenced to life in prison. After the last 2 murders, he started traveling west and he was caught in Kentucky. He was detained and questioned about the gun that he had in his car. He fled from officers, but they had his car, so they searched that and found evidence that could link him to the killings. The officers had also noticed his racist tattoos, which made him stand out quite a bit. So police sent out nationwide alerts, and a blood bank in Florida recognized the tattoos and alerted the FBI. He was arrested October 28th of 1980. Due to the fact that his crimes were in multiple states, he did have to be tried in different states for his crimes, and it took 2 years for the trials to be complete. He received several life sentences as well as several death penalties in the various states. The defense had Franklin work with a psychiatrist who testified that she believed that he was a paranoid schizophrenic and was unfit to stand trial. In October of 2013, Larry Flynt called for clemency for Franklin, stating that a government that forbids killing among its citizens should not be in the business of killing people itself. Ultimately, he was executed by lethal injection on November 20th, 2013. And that is all that I have for you today. A rather interesting one, a very short one. Not that I'm gonna complain when it comes to murder. I'm glad that he was eventually caught. It sucks that he was not charged for all of the murders that A, we know happened by him, and B, that he confessed to. Obviously, if you're acquitted, then you can't be retried, so him later confessing didn't mean anything. That's just unfortunate that he was acquitted. In that case, it also sucks that some other guy spent time in prison for his crimes. Glad he was also released. That was very unfortunate. But yeah, super short video for you guys today. Next week, I will be skipping Legends and Lore. Misheard History, I'm going to be talking about the Henrietta Woods court case. And for Tea Time and True Crime, I'll be talking about the Oakland County child killer. I need to get better lighting. I really don't do anything for lighting, but no differences, changes in these videos. First of all, I got a thing for my microphone that I can't think of. Pop filter? Is that what you call it? Anyway, I have a thing on my microphone now, so I think that'll make me sound a little bit better. You have to let me know if it does, or if it makes it worse. I also changed my little intro graphic. That one's super cute and fun. And then outro, I'll have a different outro card. I won't have what I had before, so lots of fun, exciting changes. I'm getting better with the thumbnails. Super exciting overall. And with those changes came a lot more subscribers than I was expecting. Holy shit. Thank you guys. So I'm at over 300 subscribers now. Didn't expect it, but I really appreciate you guys, so thank you. I said also last week that probably this week, next week, sometime soon, I will have my Reading Nook videos out. I probably won't. I just kind of got a little bit behind, more behind than I'm intended to, so I haven't filmed those. I'm still trying to set up like my wall for the new filming setup for it, so that's gonna take a little bit longer. I do apologize, but whenever I have an update on that, then I will let you guys know. But I do want to film those because it will be The Guest Room by Tasha Silva. I think I said it right this time. And then it will be I Found Puppets in My Apartment Walls, I think by Ben Farthing? I'll put that on screen. And then after that, it's gonna be pretty quick. It's gonna be like every other week, because the puppets one is a novella. I don't know what the video after that one is going to be. I've read 2 books, and so I'm deciding kind of between those. One of them's a little longer than the other one, so I gotta figure that out, and I'll write the script and I'll do all that stuff. But those will all be coming out eventually. But yeah, I don't want to take up too much more of you guys' time. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Bye.